You have opened your APEUni account. Now what? Now we will begin to practice. Let's look at the brief overview of all sections. In speaking, we have 7 types of questions. In writing, we have 2 types. In reading, we have 5 types. And in listening, we have 8 types of questions. You don't have to know all types of questions right now in this video. And you don't have to memorize all these types as well. So we'll work with all of them one after another. All right. And before I begin to practice the very first question of the speaking section, let me talk about APEUni VIP package. Maybe you have opened your account and you have checked what you have here. But unfortunately, you cannot see your score for all your attempts. In order to do that, you need to buy the VIP package. It will cost you around 2,500 for a month, and I think that will be sufficient if you practice 3-4 hours every day. But if you want to practice for more time, then definitely you can purchase it for 2 months or even 3 months. If you really need good score, then definitely you need to do that as well. Okay, so if you don't have the VIP package, you cannot even attend the mock test, and I strongly suggest you to attend at least 20 to 30 mock tests before you take PT test. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about tips and strategies in this video. That's not important for now. So what's important is you need to know how it looks like, what you have to do, because sometimes you don't need any strategy at all. You can work with your own strategy. You can go in the flow and you can get a very impressive score on your own as well. Definitely I'll talk about very important tips and strategies later in other videos, but in this video I'm simply showing you how it looks like and what you have to do. All right, so let's begin. So let's talk about read aloud, and you can go in the very first question. All right, so let's have a look. So let's read the instructions first. The instruction tells you what you are going to do here. Look at the text below. So this is the text. You will get a text of around 3-4 lines. In 40 seconds, you must read this text aloud as naturally and clearly as possible. You have 40 seconds to read aloud. You simply need to read this and record this. That's what you have to do. Before you begin recording your answer, you'll have 35 seconds for the preparation. So you can, maybe you noticed here, so let me prepare for 35 seconds. So in this 35 seconds, you can practice it once. The best time to visit Canada is during fall months, when mild temperatures and vibrant fall foliage make scenic drives, hiking and outdoor exploration especially enjoyable. Travel guides often highlight autumn, especially from, let me read you this again, especially from late September through October as a peak season for color changes in Ontario, Quebec and other regions of the country. So what you have to do in this preparation time is you can read from top to bottom. You can work with difficult words. The main thing here is you shouldn't get stuck. You have to maintain the fluency. That's the most important thing in this question, or in all questions of speaking section. So when it begins, I will show you how you have to read it. The best time to visit Canada is during fall months, when mild temperatures and vibrant fall foliage make scenic drives, hiking and outdoor exploration especially enjoyable. Travel guides often highlight autumn, especially from late September through October, as a peak season for color changes in Ontario, Quebec and other regions of the country. The best time, you can stop and you can see your score here. First you have to submit it. It's submitted. And you can click here to see your score. The best time, you can listen your recorded answer, and you can notice, you can also check if you have pronounced some words incorrectly and so on. The best time to, so I got 85 out of 90 for this, so that is fine. And if you're not satisfied with your score, you can do that particular question again. I'll do that one more time for you. Let me try to get more marks for than this. But before that, let me explain you the criteria that will determine your speaking score. So 3 criteria will determine your score. We call them content, pronunciation, and fluency. Content means you have to speak what's written there. You cannot add anything, you cannot omit anything. You have to read it as it is exactly given. The second thing is pronunciation. So you have to pronounce each and every word correctly. Pronunciation doesn't mean accent. Don't be confused here. Pronunciation means speaking each and every word clearly. Okay, so you don't have to follow any particular accent. You don't have to follow American accent or British accent or Australian accent. You can speak it in your own way. You can pronounce it in your own way, but the pronunciation has to be correct. And after then we have fluency. Fluency doesn't mean speaking fast. Speak in your natural pace, but speaking means speaking without hesitation, speaking without unnecessary pauses. That's what fluency means indeed. All right, these are the 3 criteria, and I have to tell you one thing. Among these 3 criteria, fluency is the most important one. All right, so what you have to do is you just need to maintain the fluency, put more emphasis on fluency, and fluency means speaking spontaneously, speaking in a flow. So what you can do is you can redo this, and when you do it the second time, maybe you don't need the preparation time. You can simply click here to begin to record your answer. So let me click this and record this for you. The best time to visit Canada is during fall months, when mild temperatures and vibrant fall foliage make scenic drives, hiking, and outdoor exploration especially enjoyable. Travel guides often highlight autumn, especially from late September through October, as a peak season for color changes in Ontario, Quebec, and other regions of the country. The best time. So maybe I did better this time. So let's see. I have submitted my answer, and I'm clicking here to see my score. The best. I don't want to listen this again, but if you want, you can do that. You can find your mistakes. Okay, this time I got 90 out of 90, and I'll have to tell you one thing. This is not the authentic website. Okay, so a few scores will be up and down, but that's completely fine indeed. Okay, so I want you to practice like this by yourself. When you practice with hundreds of questions, you'll know by yourself what you have to do with Read Aloud. And after practicing this, you can go to next and you can practice this question. Right, you have 35 seconds for preparation, and you have 40 seconds to record your answer. All right, that's all for today. So in next video, I'll talk about repeat sentence. So I have to remind you one thing, that I'm not going to talk about tips and strategies right now in these series of videos. I'm simply going to show you how you are going to practice all these types of questions, and I also talk about very essential information, but I'll not go in detail. I'll not talk about tips and strategies at all, because your own strategy might be the best strategy. But first you need to familiarize yourself with all types of questions. You need to practice them sufficiently, and you will get the required score, or a very impressive score as well. So see you next time, and I will talk about repeat sentence in the next video.